Okay, should we dive in then, guys? And the first riff we're going to look at, communication breakdown. Now, some of these riffs we've actually probably done. Communication breakdown is definitely one that we have, or some people have. We're going to give it a go, and there's a few things we can do to make it a little bit more interesting as well. So if I share my screen, we should now be able to see it. And it's only 2 bars, so it's not super duper mean. I'm just sorting out my layout, guys, sorry. And let me quickly, clicky, and clicky. Right, sorry, I'm just getting on the chat so I can see it. Okay, so yeah, communication breakdown. Great song. And you can see it starts with an open E string. And you're playing for a whole bar. Easy, all 8 notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's not too mean. And then you even go into the second bar here. And that 1 there, which a lot of people miss out. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. That's not too mean. And then we've got a D5. Again, most people I think on here have done D5, which is the open D string, 2nd fret on G. Then you lift up your finger. So it's open A string, 2nd fret on D. And then drop back down again. Open D string, 2nd fret on G. So D5, A5, D5. So not too bad. The problem with this one, though, is the speed of it. If you look at the tempo, 178. Oh, it's a quick one. So what looks fairly easy, because it is just fairly an open string and then open power chords, when it's up to speed, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. That can be a little bit more challenging. So it's definitely going to be the speed, which is going to be the problem with this one. Yeah, so Scott, have a go through it, guys. So remember the counting: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Dan, dan, dan. Such a cool tune. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Now with the 8th notes, some people might default to down up picking. I try and go all downs. Mainly because it's a rock song and all downs is going to sound a little bit more rocking. It's going to be more powerful, it's a bit more driving. If you go up, it's a weaker pick on the way up. So downs is definitely the way forward here. So we're going down all the way. For more advanced students, we have PM. That means palm muting. So you rest your palm on the string. Again, that muted sound. We then release it when we hit the chords. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And that goes around 4 times. So again, not too mean for this one. And that's easy as that, guys. So that is communication breakdown. Open E string, 2 open power chords. Again, looking around, I think most people have done this. It shouldn't be too challenging. Bring in the palm muting if you have to do that. This is a great song to look further at because there's only a couple more chords in the whole song. It's not too bad. But again, today is really just riffs. We're just going to have some fun with some riffs. So, again, let me know in the chat if there is any questions. I'm going to change the chat, actually, which I didn't do. So you guys can only message me. Again, just in case anyone feels a little bit kind of worried. No one else will see what you write in the chat, so you don't write what you like. Remember, you can turn off your camera if you don't want people to see you. That is fine. Okay. Last time then, so we got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Bit more speed. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And there we go. Such a cool riff. We love it. Again, I'm going to kind of go for these. I'm not going to go too, obviously, too quick. But don't worry if you're thinking, oh, I need a bit more practice on that. Again, I'll email this out probably this evening. All the music and whatnot. So, everyone happy with that? We call it communication breakdown. If you did want more of a challenge, you could play it as bar chords. So he actually plays it, his D chord up here, and does that. So it's a D bar chord, 5th fret on the A string. And then his A, I think he does like that. So you got 7th fret on the D, 6 on the G, 5 on the B. So it's a part of your big A major bar chord. So So he does that D, A, D. So you can bring that in if you want a bit more of a challenge. Move away from the open chords and do your bar chords. That sounds pretty cool. But there's the first riff. And we're going to move on. And scrolling down, the next song is Whole Lotta Love. Again, classic. Looking at the top, there's only one chord in the song, an E5. I've written two ways of playing it because it is played slightly differently through the song. And we're going to really break this one down. So at the very start, we have a we have a slide from 5 to 7 on the E string. Whenever you're sliding, look at the next note, because if we slide in with finger 1 to the 7, the next note is 5th fret on the A string. We're now the wrong side to play it. So we want to slide in with 3rd finger. Now 1st finger is above the next note you want to play. So whenever you're sliding, just look at the next note you're going to play and make sure you have a finger close to it to play it. So we're sliding 3rd finger, 5th fret, 7th fret on the E string. And remember with slides, we're just holding the note down and we're dragging the note across. Keep the pressure, drag that note along the string. Then 5th fret on the A string, back to 7 on the E, back to 5 on the A. So it's slide, 5, 7, 5. So we've got that going on. Now, looking at here, that's 5 is teeny tiny. It's quite small to look at it. And if you look in the notation, it's a small note with a line for it. That means it's a grace note, which means you don't actually count that 5. It's there because you can hear it, but it's not 1E, it's 1. You're straight into that note. You don't count that first 5, you slide into 7. And it comes in on the ands. It's 1, 2, 3, E, and 4, E, and 3, E, and 4, E, and 4, E, and that's the first part. Pound through them E minor pentatonic. For more advanced students. And they've got that little intro there. That comes in again at the end of the little riff. And then we hit the power chord. We've got a 3-finger power chord. 7 on the A string, 9 on the D, 9 on the G. Now, if there's someone here that hasn't done those chords, a slightly lower level, maybe junior student, you could do that as an open E5. If you wanted to. It will still sound okay, so that's fine. Difference being it's a higher sound here. So it's going to sound a bit more bassy, but it'll still work. So we've got the 7, 9, 9. First finger on the 7, 3rd finger on the 9 on the D, and pinky on the G9. He's strumming all 3 strings, and then playing the open E string. And if you look at the beats here, we have, there's our first beat, here's our second beat, and you'll see there's a pattern there. You strum the chord on the number, and then you pick the open strings for the remaining 16th notes. So you're going 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and only the first time he plays does he play the G string. After that, it's just the A and the D he strums. So that's why I put 2 different shapes at the top, because the first shape he plays on beat 1 and the second shape he plays then on beat 2, 3, 4. So just put that in context, we have 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and so not too mean. Putting those 2 bars together, 1, 2, 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and so hopefully not too mean. He comes to the next bar, he's got the same thing again, but you've got that little power chord a little bit earlier on the end. So it's 1 E and 2 E and So he strums a chord on the of beat 2, strums it again on beat 3. So it's 1 E and 2 E and 3. And there we go. So as long as you position your finger into this 7 shape, so into our power chord at fret 7 on E5, you'll think it's not too bad. There's not really much movement. So that's what we've got so far. And then you've got the same riff at the end there. So again, back to our that we did earlier. Again, we can simplify this quite easily by taking out that slide. You could start at fret 7. if you want to. You could even do open. You could do second fret on the D on the A string, open D string, second fret on the A string again. So you could do that, and then E5. So there's a few ways we can simplify this, guys. If you are finding that a bit tricky, that power chord at fret 7, you could do it open using the open power chord. That is fine. Okay, one thing we can add to this, obviously, is the palm muting. We've got the PM only on the open strings. So using that palm to get a nice sound like that. And if I play it through now all together, then we have the 1, 2, 3 E, 4 E, and 1 E, and 2 E, and 3 E, and 4 E, and 1 E, and 2 E, and 3, 4 E, and that is the riff, and that goes around. So a cracking little riff. Again, fairly quick. It's only 89, but it is a 16th note bass, so that's what gives it its speed. So watch out for that. So go on speed. Lovely. So there we go. That's the idea there. So watch out for the slide. Make sure you're using finger 3 to start to fret 7. That's going to then enable first finger to get the 5 nice and quickly. So again, it's 16th notes, so we need to have those fingers ready. And after we've done that, first finger's already on the A string. We're just sliding up, and we've already got our first finger in that shape. And then off we go. Watch out for palm muting. Apart from that, it's not too mean, hopefully. Again, any questions, guys, drop them in the chat if there is anything you want me to clarify, anything you want me to go over this riff. But yeah, it's not too bad. Again, if you haven't done these power chords before, E5, you can do it open. You can do the riff open as well, which is second fret on the A string, open D string. So there's a few ways we could do that. Okay, so everyone cool with Whole of Love? We happy with that one? Quite often gets voted kind of greatest riff of all time. Was definitely in our top 5, so it's one of the classic ones. Right, should we move on? Everyone happy with that? We all good? Everyone looks like rocking away, so fantastic. Let's scrolly. And next one I have is Kashmir. This is a good one. We like this one. Now, I have put the top drop D. So this is in drop D tuning. If we're going to play this note here, the open E string. If you miss out that note, you do not need to drop D because you're not playing that string. The song is actually in Dadgad, which means D, A, D, G, A, D tuning. We do not need to tune anything else. We do not need to change our B string to an A or our high E to an E because we don't play those strings. We're just going to play the A string and the G string. But if you want to put in this low E, it has to be a drop D. Now, if you don't know what drop D means, our E string is being dropped to a D note. Easy way of doing that is with a tuner. Another way of doing that is playing your open D string and your E string together and then dropping your E string down. And if you get Avalon, you're well away. So there's our open, there's our drop D. So you're just going to make sure your E string is a drop D, so you're dropping it down from an E to a D note. Tuner is obviously the easiest way of doing that. If you're not happy with dropping your string down, just don't play that note. Just take out the open E string. Doesn't matter. We're just going to play those other notes in the tab. So I'm going to keep it in drop D just so I can demonstrate it. And we've got a bit of a stretch here, guys. So straight away, if you are a low-level student, we could just play the notes on the G string. If you look at the notes on the A string, they don't change. It's what we call drone notes. It's a note which continues throughout the whole song that doesn't change. So basically, we can just drop it out. We don't really need it. So that A string just keeps getting played. So the main kind of melody, I suppose, is on that G string. So low-level students are thinking, this is stretchy. well, we'll be thinking that in a minute when we realise how stretchy it is. You could just do the notes on the G string. Don't worry about trying to put in the A string as well. But I'm going to approach it obviously as the full riff, but don't worry about what's been played on the A string, just do the G string. Because this is pretty stretchy. So straight away we're playing 5th fret on the A string, 2nd fret on the G string. So that's quite stretchy. You may be able to do a finger 1 and finger 3 stretch. I'd probably suggest a 4th finger on the A string, the 1st finger on the G string stretch. So that's our first shape. He's doing that for a couple of beats. And then we go to 3rd fret on the G string, just slide up our 1st finger. Then he goes to 4th fret on the G string, 2nd finger can then go down. Then he goes to 5th fret. Now you could just put our 3rd finger in the G string. We could swap fingers if that's a little bit squeezing. Or maybe 2nd, 3rd in the 5th fret. However, what feels comfortable for you guys really. But those are the main shapes. So we've got our big stretch, 5-2, 5-3. So again, just changing the G string note. 5-4 and 5-5. That's it. Again, I've missed out everything else. I've just talked about the kind of finger shapes from there. So make sure we're happy moving that shape up. And we're cool with that. Then put the timing on top. He's got his 1E and da da da. Ba, ba, ba. Now, problem here is there is a string in between the two notes we want to play. So how we're going to fix that is we want to touch that string with either the top of our 1st finger or the underside of finger 4. So it just mutes it out. So as you strum those 3 strings, we only hear the 2 we want to hear. We've muted the one in between. Now there will be a slight sound there, but the other note should overpower it. And it will just sound more rhythmic than anything else. So just, if you haven't done these kind of shapes before, so kind of an octave shape maybe, or this kind of more inverted shape, then that might feel a bit weird. But we're going to try and miss out, or not sound, sorry, that D string, not get it open, you don't want that sound. So for some it'll sound okay, but it might start to sound a bit weird. So, that's the plan. And we're going to strum it down, up, down, down, up, down, open E string. 1 and 2 and a 3 and then we go to the 3rd fret on the G string. Same kind of rhythm. 1 and 2 and a 3 and. Same thing. 1 and 2 and a 3 and. 1 and 2 and a 3 and. So down, up, down, stop. Down, up, down, open. Down, up, down, stop. Down, up, down, open. So that's the idea there. Again, if anyone's struggling with the stretches, just do the note on the G string. Just 2nd fret. We'll still get the right sound. It just won't sound so obviously full as using the other string as well. So one more time, we've got that down, up, down, down, up, down, open. Slide up to fret 3, down, up, down, down, up, down, open. Now we start to fret 4, down, up, down, down, up, down, open. And then fret 5, down, up, down, down, up, down, open. So you can see the rhythm just keeps repeating now. 1 and 2 and a 3, 4. 1 and 2 and a 3, boom. Easy as that. So, no open string. 1 and 2 and a 3 and. And I said 4 a minute ago, it's actually the and for the 0. So 1 and 2 and a 3 and. Da 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 da. Open. That's the rhythm we want to be playing, and that just goes on every single one of those shapes we talked about earlier. Fret 2, fret 3, fret 4, 5. So 1 and 2 and a 3 and 1 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. That's the first line. Second line, very similar, but he starts with 5-7. So you've got 5th fret on the A string, 7th fret on the G string. So that, you know, an octave shape now if you know that one. Same rhythm. So he's just going down, up, down, then he goes back to 5 and 2. So that 5 and 7 kind of just steals the first beat, if you like. Where he normally would play 5 and 2, he's now playing 5 and 7. Then he goes back to 5 and 2, but only for, well, one beat really. So you got your 2 8th notes, then the 8th note is 2 quarter notes. Wake up. 2 16th notes, 1 8th note. And then we're back to our 3rd fret, and then it just moves up like normal. So it's just this first beat where he does 5/7. So it's 1 E and back to 5 and 2. Okay, so just watch out for that one on the second line. So 5/7, back to 5/2. And that's it. Then that second line goes around 4 times. So hopefully not too mean. Once you get really happy with the stretching, it's not too bad. So that's what we're after. Does sound pretty cool. Remember, just that drop D to be careful of there. And remember, the rhythm just keeps going around. So. That second line. It's okay. What we'll do at the end, guys, because obviously you probably know, so I have not put these to the music yet. We'll circle back around at the end and we'll kind of put them all together. I'll show you guys how it all fits with the music. We're kind of using these as a bit of a warm-up for the minute, get things going. So again, hopefully nothing too mean there, depending obviously on level. It might be a bit meaner for lower level students because it is quite stretchy. But once, say, you get in those shapes, it should come together quite quickly. And that strum pattern, just watch out for that. 1 E and 2 and a 3 and 1 E and 2 and a 3 and. Easy as that then. So, should we try that onto the music actually? Let's give this one a go before we do move on. I'll show you. Here's a 1/7. Here comes Luke 1/7. And around it goes. But let me stop it and I'll show you from the beginning. 7/3. Say as simple as that. So it's not super fast, so once you get used to changes, hopefully it shouldn't be too mean. But it's a little bit stretchy to begin with. I'm see if I can turn up music. So hopefully that's made that a bit louder. Right. Where were we? Okay, sorry guys. It took me a while to work out to turn that up. Hopefully I made that a bit louder. Okay, so that's that riff, that's Kashmir. I am kind of tempted to quickly go back and do the others to music, to be fair, because I did miss that out. Or should we just keep rocking on? So we're happy with Kashmir, let's move on. We'll come back, we'll finish up all the music later. That's what we tend to do in workshops, isn't it? So Black Dog is the next one. Now this is one we're starting to tip onto the harder ones now. See, it's fairly short. There's not that many bars, but the speed of it, 168, is quite quick. There's ham-ons and pull-offs, there's bends. So there's a little bit more going on in this one. So we've got to watch out for that. We'll break it down and give it a whirl. So we're starting off 7th fret on the A string. And then he walks up the D string. 5, 6, 7. So we're 7th fret on the A string, 5, 6, 7 on the D string. And then he goes to 7th fret on the A string, so that might feel a bit weird. So you're going to kind of jump back up to the A string, fret 7. And we're really going to break this down and try and make sense of this one, because again, it doesn't look as much there, but it's quick. It's a tough one. So we've got 7, 5, 6, 7, 7. That's the first idea. Now, if you've done rolling before, we want to use that here. And what I mean by that is we've got 2 notes, same frets, adjacent strings. We want to try and roll our 3rd finger from the D string up to the A string, not take our finger off the D string and place it on the A string. So to do that, we're using, you see there, I've gone from using my tip of my finger to my flat part of my finger, so I can roll the tip onto the A string. That's going to make that a lot quicker to transition, and it sounds a lot smoother as well. If I use tips, there's a gap at the end. If I use the flat, there isn't so much of a gap. So that should make an easier transition. So flat part of my finger is on the D7, I roll the tip onto the A7. That's the first part. Then we could even really break this down. So then we could say the second part is this bit here. So you've got 5th fret on the G string, 7th fret on the D string. Then we're going to move up 7, 9 on the G string. So that's my second section. So 5 on the G, 7 on the D, 7, 9 on the G. So we've got a quick little position change there. But then we come straight back for the next section, which we'll discuss in just a moment. One thing I suppose to highlight is the quarter bend. So we're bending the 5. A quarter is a very small bend. A half is 1 fret. So if I was bending 5, a half, I'd be bending up to the 6th fret, so it'd sound like that. Quarter is in between that, so we can't really reference that note because there's no fret to play on. But it's just a small little pull. So that's too far. It's a small little just nudge of the string. It's more for effect than anything else. We do see that a lot in blues, quarter bends. Or blues rock that we're doing now. So we've got 5, 7, 5, 7 on the G. So both of those sections together. So we've got that so far. This is a cool riff. It's probably one of my favourite Led Zeppelin riffs. It sounds rocking. So how's everyone find that so far? Okay, we're going to really break this one down. This is the first one that kind of requires it because there's a lot going on. So we've got the little walk up the A string, the roll of finger 3, sorry, quarter bend, jumping up to 7, 9. And before you kind of like blitz the rest of it, just try and loop those around because a bit more up to speed. It's more of that. So obviously make sure we can get that, not full speed, but fairly put together before we obviously start worrying about the next bit. It does sound pretty cool. And then our third section is going to be this bit. So it kind of divides quite nicely and neatly into bars, really. But they're going to be our 4 sections. So section 1, section 2. Section 3, we've now returned to the 5th fret. We were in 7th position, meaning first finger was in fret 7. We're now back to 5th position. And we've got this hammer on pull off. So we're hammering on fret 7, pulling off back to fret 5. If you haven't done hammers or pull offs, you can just pick those notes, just 5, 7, 5. That's cool. If you have done hammer-ons and pull-offs, do hammer-ons and pull-offs. It'll sound really good. So you're hammering on 7, you're pulling back to the 5. You've got this basic legato phrase. So you're picking the 5, you're not picking the 7, you're not picking the 5. You pick the first note, you hammer on and pull off. The 7 and the 5 are sounded by the hammer on and pull off. You're not picking those. But you can do if you're not very confident with your hammers and pull offs. So we got that. Then we got 2 D7s. And then another quarter tone bend on fret 5. Back to 7 on the D string. So that's the riff really slowly in bar 3 or section 3. Hammer on pull off. D7 twice. Bend on the G5. And then back to D7. And then put together. We have the 3 bars. So that's what we're after. They're the 3 bars put together. Bring them up to speed. Did I tell you this? These ones are getting harder now. So getting a bit more interesting now. So that's those 3 bars. Again, break it down nice and slow. I'm only playing it faster just so you can perhaps hear it in the context of the song a bit better. And again, give you that kind of goalpost that we're aiming for. Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe in a few weeks. We'll get us up to speed. So, they're the first 3 bars. Again, if you find the technique tricky, you can take out the bends, you could take out the hammers and pull-offs, so then it becomes very much like that. Still sounds pretty good. Okay, last section, so section 4, we are 5th fret on the D string. 2 D7s, so you got 5, 7, 7, 5 on the A string. So 5 on the D, 7 on the D twice, 5 on the A, and then we got 7th fret, slide back, and then 3. So I wrote that then as a slide to the 3. It's actually a slide off the 7. It doesn't actually slide like that. It's just a slide back and then play 3. So you'll find straight away that's going to make the fingering a bit difficult. So you slide from 7, your first finger's now the wrong side, and then you've got to play the 5 in a minute. So don't slide back with finger 3, use finger 1 to play the 3rd fret. Just slide the 7 kind of around fret 5 area, and then first finger just takes the 3. It's not a slide from 7 to 3. That was actually kind of the wrong notation to put there. It just slides back and then 3. So I'll show you what I mean. 5, 7, 7, 5, 7 slide, and then our first finger goes on the 3. Okay. Then we're back up to the 5 again, and then we've got this little A power chord at the end. Open A string, 2nd fret on the D string. And there we go. There's the whole riff. There's all 4 of the sections. So try and break it down like that into these different sections. Obviously, this is the way to approach any riff. Break it down into little sections. But let's go through that section 4 a few more times. I'm kind of ignoring the notation. There's a little bit more going on there. You've got changes in time signature. You've got a bar of 2, 4, 4, 4, 5, 4. We've got triplets. I'm kind of ignoring that. You'll probably obviously pick this up a lot quicker by ear. And if you know the riff, you know the rhythm we're aiming for, rather than getting kind of lost in the weeds looking at the timing. Might be good for more advanced students, but again, kind of ignore that a little bit. Okay, so in the last bar again, we have the 5, 7, 7, 5, 7, 3, 5, A5 power chord. Yeah. Not speed. Oh, I missed out the 5th fret then. And there we go. So you might find you do slide. What do I want to say? yeah, to the 5th fret. Doesn't really matter. I mean, when you bring up to speed, it's so quick you won't hear probably that 5th fret. You'll just hear the slide back. Right. So I'll put it all together then, guys. So we've got bar 1, 2, 3, bar 4, and there's our riff. There's a bit more speed. Yeah, it's quite quick. Again, 168. How's everyone with that one? All right, so again, this is one of the harder ones. This one might take a little bit of time to play around with. So good, though. So let me put that on so we can hear that. And it's weird timing as well where it comes in.
Hey, hey, mama said the way you move gonna make you sweat, gonna make you groove. God, when you shake that thing, gonna make you
Here it comes back in again.
gonna make you stay. Hey, baby, when you walk that way, watch honey drip, can't keep away.
Back again. He does some other stuff. So we're going to stop there. That's the main riff. So, see, pretty quick. Pretty cool, though. Does sound pretty ace. Yes, we like a bit of that. But yeah, hang in there with that, guys. That's a tough one. One of the tougher ones. Okay, so any questions? Again, there's nothing coming from the chat, so we shall move along if everyone's cool with that one. Again, I will come back through these at the end and we'll do them to the music and kind of just recap them a little bit. So last one is Heartbreaker. Now, this one, you can see, is the longest one of all of them, but it's quite shape-based. The shape just kind of moves around a little bit. And this one's fun. You can see we've got quarter note bends as well, starting off that we saw in Black Dog a minute ago. Oh. So we're starting with 3rd fret on the E string and a bend of that string. Make sure you're bending down. If you bend up, we're going to fall off the neck. So make sure you pull the string down towards the floor. So we got down with the E string, open A, 3rd fret on the A. I've just realised it sounds weird because I'm in drop D, aren't I? Oh dear. So if anyone else tuned to drop D, make sure you go back to E. Thinking that don't sound like Heartbreaker. Have I notated it wrong? No, I forgot I was in drop D. So we got 3rd fret on the E string. That sounds better, doesn't it? So 3rd fret on the E string, bending that. Then we've got the open A. Let's just chop this bit out. So there's our first phrase. Let me just extend that a little bit so we've got that 3 in there and I'm going to cut it in half. There we go. So we've got 3rd fret on the E string. That's the first chunk, if you like. That's the first riff. So starting with a bend. 0, 3 on the A string. 0, 1, 2 on the D string. Back to 3 on the A string. So yes, so quite cool little kind of a blues scale. So we've got the 3rd fret on the E string, 0, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. Is that okay, guys? So it sounds quite cool already. And then our next little phrase, I've lost my drawing tool. The next little phrase, you can see you're just playing the open A string a lot of times. So rather than just playing it once, we're playing it for 4 16th notes. So we're playing it 4 times for the first beat rather than once. Apart from that, it's the same. So that's the difference. 1 E and a 2. So first phrase. Second. And there we go. Such a cool riff. So I'm sure everyone's doing this anyway, but just to check in, make sure you're using correct fingers. Ideally, finger per fret. So third finger should be in first fret, then enables first finger to be in first, second finger in second. Sounds so good, doesn't it? Sounds so cool. So it's basically a 2-bar phrase. So I can extend that out now to include both those bars. It then continues on to the next line, as you have probably already noticed. And then we just literally shoot through the whole of that second line, doing exactly the same thing. So that riff just goes around 3 times. So 3 times around. But then it changes. So the next line, so now I'm looking at line 3, the last line, let me just quickly get rid of that box, does change. Same rhythm, same idea, but we are now at fret 2 on the A string. And then it has a bit of a mean pinky stretch to fret 5. So first finger fret 2 on the A, pinky fret 5, walking up the D string, 2, 3, 4, then pinky on fret 5 on the E string with that bend. So obviously we're using our weaker finger there for the bend, but great opportunity to strengthen it up. So we have that. Then we've got the same idea like you did earlier. We was using the open string played as 16th notes. We now got the second fret, or the first note of the phrase or riff, played 4 times. So it's the same idea. It's the same idea, he's just moved it up. And you have that. So we've now started on our B rather than the A. Still using finger per fret. My first finger's in fret 2 now. Second finger obviously fret 3, third finger fret 4, pinky fret 5. Try and keep that consistent. Don't want to be kind of shifting around, because you'll be all over the shop. So yeah, make sure you're using the correct fingers. That's going to really help that movement. How's that, guys? I was going to say you could. No, you couldn't. Yeah, it's really got to be pinky, I think, for fret 5. I was going to try and see if there's another finger we can use. Pinky's definitely going to be the best option for that one, especially because it's so quick. And then after that, you've probably already spotted this, the last 2 bars, we're back to that first riff again. So it's those 2 riffs. You're playing the A string one, open A to begin, 3 times. We then go to second fret on the A string once, and then back to our A again. Oh, hello. So, 3 times around that, and second fret, back to open. And that's Heartbreaker, guys. Again, great song. As all these obviously are, these kind of classic Led Zeppelin ones. There's so many, you know, you could choose, which I haven't obviously kind of included here. Whole Lot of Love, not Whole Lot, we did that one. Stairway to Heaven, what I was umming and ahhing about including, but the only reason I didn't, because it's obviously a bit more tricky with a finger. So that might be good to maybe do a whole workshop just on Stairway and look at a couple of different ways of playing it. You know, a beginner and then the actual recorded way as well. So yeah, there's a few riffs I might have missed out which are iconic, but these are kind of my favourite anyway. So how's everyone find Heartbreaker? We good? Again, use the chat if you've got any questions or you want me to go over anything. So people have thrown up, you know, a little bits and pieces. So I'm keeping an eye on it. But yeah, how we find it, guys? Fingers worn out yet? We good? Fingers aching from always stretching and little pinky bending. I'm going to loop, well actually let's play some music first and I'll loop back, we'll go back through all the songs. I'll give everyone a bit of chance to then post something in the chat. I will unmute everyone at the end and you can let me know if there's anything. Eddie wrote, why is this riff so long? Because it's awesome, Eddie. Yeah, you want to rock it out. But yeah, it's a long one. Led Zeppelin like their long riffs. Okay. Second line. Spotlight. Next line. Here, change it, fret 2. And here's an A chord. Just an A and a D chord, that little section after that, guys. Yeah, so, should we give it another go? I'll rewind it, we'll try it. So we come straight in with that bend, so it's pretty quick. Okay, last line, so 2. Yes, it's good, isn't it, that one? We like a bit of that one. Just trying to see if there's anything else I wanted to say about that. I think that's kind of it, really. We've got some wiggly lines. If you're not sure what the wiggly line means, that means vibrato, which means you'll wobble the note. So it's basically like a series of shallow bends. You can think of it like that. You're wobbling that string. It just brings the note to life a little bit. So you can hear it there. If I hang on that 5, let's give it a bit of a wobble. We like that. I think there's really anything else more to say there. It's not one of the fast ones, 95 in here. It's not too mean, but again, it'll get your picking going. So I'm going to go right back to the start, and we'll have a little go through because we did not see the first couple to the music. Oh, hello. We're straight in. Yeah, we didn't do the others to the music, so we'll go back through. We'll get them going. I'll give you some warning though this time. Okay, should we give it a go? Communication breakdowns. Again, to recap, we've got the open E string, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, D5, A5, D5. And it's looping that around. If that is way too many E strings for you, you could obviously simplify that maybe doing quarter notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we still get the sound of the song. You still get the sound of the riff. You just don't get an achy arm. So maybe just quarter notes. 2, 3, 4. And I've even taken out that 1 there as well. So I'm literally just going, going 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 picks. And that's it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a great riff because you can really make it a little bit easier because it is so quick. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. That's what we're after, guys. So let's give it a whirl. I shall press play and make sure I actually press play. There we go. Here we go. D A D E E E E E E E D A D. Just an A chord to B chord. Off goes. And by chord I mean like power chords, so an A5, B5. And there we go, classic riff. Now, I wonder if I could do something. I might try and do it without you guys just sitting there waiting for me though. So let's not worry about that. Because I had a few requests for a Stairway to Heaven workshop. So I was going to see if I quickly pop a poll and see who's up for it. And if a lot of people are up for it, we will do it. But can I work that quick enough? No, so we won't do that. I can't get up quick enough to do it. So yeah, perhaps let me know in the chat if you want Stairway to Heaven. We'll do a Stairway to Heaven workshop. Let me scroll for the minute though. My screen sharing has stopped. So let me quickly... Oh no. Can you guys still see the music? Let me quickly just stop it and restart it. Because it said it had paused. I'm not sure if it had. Can you guys see the music? I've got some yeses, so hopefully
I got a bunch. We just have a loading sign.
We'll say, Oliver, your loading sign. Oh, is it up now? Can anyone see it now?
Yeah.
Cool. How weird was that? It just suddenly decided to stop on me. Okay, we're back though. Because normally there's a little green box around it and it wasn't, but it is now, so I'm guessing it's all back to normal. Okay, where were we? Whole Lot of Love is where we were. So let's dive in again. Quick little recap. We got the slide, third finger slide, 5 to 7. And 5 on the A, 7 on the E, 5 on the A. And then we're into our power chord. Remember, the trick here is to look for these little shortcuts. And the shortcut here is first finger is on the string that it needs to be on for the chord. So you just move it up. You can then use that as your kind of marker, if you like, for the rest of the other fingers. And then just go down. So third finger goes on the D string, pinky just then tucks underneath. So it's not this point, oh no, quick, get my chord. You've already got part of the shape. Just slide it up, add the additional fingers, and you're good to go. And we have that. Again, palm muting for those that are happy to put that in. But let's give it a go. Let me hit the go-go. Let me put it on the right song. So again, repeats around. It's still the same thing, it's just shortened it now. So quite cool, very quick though. So again, a lot of these will just take obviously a bit of looping. Okay, we're gonna go to Kashmir. So I was just checking I was on the right song. Okay, because Kashmir. I'm not gonna bother drop D, so I'll probably forget and play the others all drop D. So should we give it a go? Remember, 5th fret on the A string, 2nd fret on the G. Just to kind of get that rhythm back in everyone's head. That's how it sounds. Oh, let's not bother with that. Cool, okay. So, yeah, everyone remember this one? So we've got the big old stretch. Again, if that is too stretchy, just play the note on the G string. Just move along the G. That should be easy even for a intro student, really. Just playing along that G string. So yeah, that should be okay. Should we do it? Everyone ready for this one? Again, if you're lazy like me and don't want to drop D, just don't play that E string. That is fine. Oh, I should do really, shouldn't I? I won't be lazy. Just remind me that I'm down tuned when I try and play Black Dog with a drop D. Right. Let's give it a whirl. So obviously we're straight in. So fret 4, fret 5, around we go, 7, 2, 3, 4. Looping 7. And off he goes. So that is a fun one. Again, not much really to talk about that one. I think we've said it all there, haven't we, really? So let's keep going. And back to Black Dog. Not going to use the E string in this one, but then I'm ready for Heartbreaker. Okay. So I'm really just going to demo this one and play along with it, just so you can hear the context of music. Yeah, it's quick. It is kind of what I'm trying to get at here. So don't worry, I'm not expecting, like I always say with these workshops, the idea is not to come along and walk away, especially an intense workshop like this where we're doing 5 riffs. Maybe when we're doing one song for a whole hour, then yeah, you walk away at the end, you've kind of got it, and you can then play around with it and you think, I've learned a song, this is cool. Today, you'll probably walk away thinking, oh man, I've got 5 riffs. I can play a couple of them, but 2 of them are going to take a bit of practice. That is expected, especially Black Dog, because it is just so fast. For more advanced students, yeah, you may have this one already under your fingers, but I'm trying to get, don't worry if you haven't. So here we go. Remember, we've got this little gap, it comes in an odd time. I can't even count in, we just got to kind of jump in.
Hey, hey, mama said the way you move, gonna make you sweat, gonna make you groove. When you shake that thing, gonna make you burn, gonna make
Here we go
you
again.
sing. Hey, baby, when you walk that way, watch all that drip, can't
Here we go
get
again.
away.
And it changes. So don't worry about that. So pretty quick. Again, watch out for the hammer-ons. We talked about the bends and we talked about the rolling as well for the 7. They're really the 3 techniques we want to really master. That's going to really help get the speed. With the rolling and the bending, you can see it keeps turning up in Led Zeppelin songs. Really, really common quarter tone bend for blues and blues rock sort of stuff. Okay, I'm going to keep moving on. Again, I'm keeping one eye on the chat. So do let me know if you guys want me to go over anything. But on to the final one, Heartbreaker. And should we just go for it? I'm trying to think, again, if there's anything to discuss here. All these riffs, break them down. You know, this is a 2-bar phrase that gets repeated 3 times. When you're looking like that, you think, oh, that's not too mean. You know, break it down. Yeah, don't spam the chat, guys, because then I can't see what other people are writing. Okay, so. Yeah, so that is our riff, remember, guys. Here we go. Here we go. Straight in. Here's 16th note. So it's fine. And there we go. Such a good song. We do love that one. And yeah, so yeah, some quick picking there, some position stretching and changing. So yeah, it's a little bit there. Hence why it's kind of the last one, really. Black Dog, to be fair, could have been the last one. That's equally as tricky. But yeah, they're definitely the 2 mean ones. Okay, so let me know if there's any questions, guys. We'll say we've gone through them all. We've played them through. I'll obviously send through the music tonight. I'll render this video and send that through as well, so you've got something to kind of look at and go back through if that's helpful. But yeah, we're cool. So, rocking and rolling. Have some fun with that today.